I'll be fine by the seashore, by the seashore. I'll be fine, and I'll find love in Nova Scotia, in Nova Scotia. I'll find love, and when I go, I'll never write you, never write you when I go. There's no heartbreak on the coast, no heartbreak. And you will sit in your apartment, you will sit, and you'll be sad, and you will miss me, and you will miss me, and you'll be sad. But I won't care in Nova Scotia, in Nova Scotia, I won't care. There's no heartbreak on the coast, no heartbreak. And I'll grow up in Nova Scotia, in Nova Scotia, I'll grow up and then grow old with my family, I'll grow old. And then one day I'll forget you, just forget you one day. 'Cause there's no heartbreak on the coast, no heartbreak. You guys are tuning in, welcome to the live stream number 2. If you could comment where you're from and what your plans are for Super Bowl, that'd be great. We're going to start in about 2 minutes. I'll be fine by the seashore, by the seashore, I'll be fine. And I'll find love in Nova Scotia, in Nova Scotia, I'll find love. Alrighty. So welcome to the live stream number 2, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in live, and if you're watching this on the replay after, thanks for doing so. It's been a very, very fun, I guess we started this contest about 2 weeks ago, which is around the same time my little daughter was born. So it's been a very, very fun couple of weeks for me. And I'm excited to be putting on, we're going to talk about what's great about Bunkies today. But I can give everyone a little bit of time to jump on the live stream. So in the next little minute, if you could, just comment, who you are, where you're from, and if you could, what's your Super Bowl plans? My plans are, I think my wife and I are going to maybe try to get it on TV. We don't have good TV here, so I'm going to see if I can see everybody's comments. Where are they? Right here. Oh, cool. Okay, I can see people's comments. All right, so we're not going to answer any questions about the contest itself. There was a live stream that happened about 2 days ago, or on Thursday, and we answered all the questions about the contest. So we're going to try to avoid questions related to the contest, and we're also going to have a whole live stream in just a little bit that is about how to build. So today I want to talk about specifically what's great about Bunkies, kind of like the features and what the advantages of a Bunkie. So if we could, we'll go into that today. And the last one, we had so many people on the live stream, I was kind of blown away, which was great. But the comments really got ahead of me. So today I've got a couple little requests and some tips. If you're tuning in live, that would really help, I think, me not get too far behind in the comments, and then also help you guys as listeners, not get a bunch of repeat questions. So we're going to do a little bit of a tip kind of thing in just a second here. So before we get into that, though, I want to just talk about the calendar. So there's going to be a total of 6 live streams before the announcement coming up, and this is where we're at in the calendar right now. We're on Sunday, February 2nd today, and we're going to talk about what's great about Bunkies, and at the end I'll take questions. And then on Tuesday, so 2 days from now, we'll talk about how to build a Bunkie, and it's going to be really fun. So all the technical questions about building we'll go into then. If you could kind of hold off on those until Tuesday, that'd be wonderful, or at the very least hold off on them until the end of today. Okay, so I'll take questions at the end. I'll try to stay on longer if you promise me you're not going to ask too many questions in the middle of my little presentation. Okay, and then on Thursday we'll talk about Bunkie essentials, and then next week we're going to talk about how to earn income a week from today, about Airbnb and that sort of thing. I think that'll be really educational, really interesting to a lot of people, whether you have a campground or an Airbnb, or you want to start an Airbnb, or maybe you have an RV park. We've got lots of clients that have used the Bunkie Life products to help them earn income. And then on the 11th, we'll talk about how to have the best bunkie on the block. Super exciting. And then on Thursday, I'm going to tell kind of my personal story and my family's personal story and the reason why we do what we do. And then on Sunday the 16th, that's when we announce. So don't miss out on that, okay? It's going to be great. So this is the agenda for today. Quick welcome. I want to welcome everyone. And we're going to go into a thing I call it quick tips. This is like how to get the best out of the live stream for myself, yourself, everybody, all the hundreds of people currently online. And then I'll do a quick little thing about what's great about Bunkies. And then I will go into questions and answers. Okay, so let's do that quickly. Here's my little tips for how we can get the most out of these live streams. Okay, so if you could just hold off on questions and comments until I'll say, hey guys, time for questions. And I'll be very direct about that. If you could hold off on comments and questions until then, it'll really help because I have to kind of scroll through everybody's questions just to get to the questions. And I'm sometimes seeing your questions a little bit after. There's a bit of a delay between what I'm saying and what I'm seeing. So if you could just be patient with me, your questions, hopefully I'll get to your questions. I'll try to answer every single question. But if you could, wait a little bit because maybe someone else will ask your question and you don't have to. And then if I don't get to your question right away, please don't just repeat your question because then it just clogs up the comments and then I don't get to other people's questions and I might end up answering your question twice, which is kind of irritating for everyone. Okay, so is that fair? Can we all agree to that? Just hold the questions till the end and we'll go from there. I'm just going to see if everyone's just saying hello. There's lots of people from Napanee, Laura Coburn from Toronto, Sue St. Marie. There's tons and tons of people here. So there's questions about foundations and stuff. Here's a good question. This is a good example of, I'm going to pick on Joanne because she's cool. Do we need a foundation poured to put the bunkie on? That's a build question. We're going to get to that next week or in 2 days. Okay, so it's build related questions. We'll do that on how to build your bunkie, which is 2 days from now. And but we're talking about bunkies today, and I'll hopefully have some informative things to say about what's so great about bunkies. And then if you have questions as a result of that, you can ask them at the end. Does that sound fair? Okay. All right, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to get right into what's so great about bunkies. Okay, so there's a number of reasons in no particular order. These are some of the things that our customers and clients have told us they love about their bunkies. So it's a real quick way to get extra space. And I'm going to read some actual stories. So here is a photo one of our clients told us was taken at 8 a.m. And I'll read some of the stuff I said. It said, my wife came across Bunkie Life. We live close to Erin, so we were able to stop by and check out David's bunkies on his property. We purchased the 2019 bunkie with loft and decided to hire the installers that we recommended. We built the bunkie on our wedding anniversary on July 2nd. The first photo was taken at 8:30. Sorry, it should say 8:30. 8:30 a.m. and the next photo was taken at 8:30 p.m. Let me give you the contrast here. So that's 8:30 and 8:30. It took 12 hours of hard work by Ryan and Mike, who are some of our installers, with a little help from myself, in very hot and mosquito-infested conditions. We are thrilled with the finished product. We have wired it with fans and lights from an extension cord from the cottage. We put a queen-size bed upstairs and a custom-made bunk bed for the floor made by Crates, a distributor out of Huntsville. We needed extra space at the cottage. On August long weekend, we had 18 people that needed a place to sleep. Between the cottage, a tent, and the bunkie, we were able to fit all 18. We love having our bunkie, and that's from some of our clients. S&W, great clients, great Bunkie Life clients. And let me just show you another thing here. This is them after they stained their bunkie during not black fly season. And then this is another photo they sent in during black fly season. The beekeeper outfit's on. I always laugh when I see that photo. So here's another story about a similar scenario. I decided to go with Bunkie Life because it's a family-owned business, and the videos I watched appeared to me that David cared about his product. We built the summer cabin bunkie in one day with 5 guys. We are using it for friends and family to be able to spend the night and not have to bring a tent or a trailer. So here's a picture of Blake McKenzie in Charlotte Lake. That's his pseudonym that he goes with. and that's our summer cabin. Alrighty, so that's I think a real advantage. You can get this thing built quickly. Most of our customers find they can build their bunkies in about a weekend if they really hustle and they have enough hands. Like 3 people is ideal. And then obviously if we do the install, we can usually get it up in 1 day or maybe a day and a half if it's one of our bigger bunkies. Now, let me tell you another advantage I think about our bunkies, and a lot of our customers tell us this too. They look great on the inside and the outside. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So this is an example of some of our 2018 bunkies. Here's some of our 2019 bunkies. They look very aesthetically pleasing on the outside. One thing I've noticed, before I got my bunkie, I noticed there was a lot of different kind of shed guys out there, and they tend to have these kind of looks to their products. Let me show you what I mean. You'll notice there's a lot of like exterior photos. These are the other guys, and no disrespect, because these look nice on the outside. What I've noticed though is in general in the bunkie market, especially in our area, there's a lot of exterior photos, but you'll never see an inside shot on most websites because a lot of times they look kind of more like a shed on the inside, something like that. So that's kind of what a lot of the other guys, our competitors, do, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with our competitors. I have nothing but good things to say about pretty much all of our competitors in the market right now. But just to contrast and compare with the way a Bunkie Life product finishes on the inside, here's the inside of one of our customers' bunkie. Because our logs come together like the way they do, we really get a nice finished look on the inside right away. So I think that's a real advantage of the Bunkie Life products and just the way they look. And they look great even if you're not a finishing carpenter, because all the logs are pre-cut and like manufactured that way. Then even like a handy person like myself can make a finish like this. That I actually built this bunkie here in front of us right now. So that's an advantage. And let me tell you I'll tell you some more stories. So according to the Ontario Building Code, anything under 10 square meters of a footprint doesn't require a building permit. And all of our standard kits are just under that. So according to the Ontario Building Code, no permits required. Here's a story from Graham. What did he say? I'll try to read his actual words. He said, this is Graham from the Kawarthas. He says, our new bunkie will be a small painting studio. We may put in a folded bed for cottage overflow. It sits amongst a series of perennial beds and backs onto a fast-flowing creek. And this is kind of, some of the stuff that we've got from the Ontario architects about the building code. Now, obviously, every area is different. We want to make sure that you do your homework with your area. But the bunkie falls just under the Ontario Building Code and really helps just ease a lot of that, the pain of paperwork and having to get a permit, and that can be really annoying. So here's another client. This is what they said. Our bunkie is great. We use it for a family of 4 at our newly purchased land on a lake. We hope to build a cottage one day, and we will use our bunkie until then, at which point it will function as a guest cabin. So this is their awesome. They used this IKEA space planner to pull this off, and they really did a great job. There's their loft, and there's the outside. So it's a very functional, hassle-free kind of scenario. That's another advantage of the Bunkie Life stuff. And then one thing that a lot of our clients have told us they use their bunkie for was to kind of unlock areas of their property they weren't using, and to kind of increase the usage and the value of their property. So one of my favorite clients from last year, this is Ian and Belle, and I can read their story, I guess, too. But basically, Belle's an artist, and they had moved to like a smaller place in Toronto. They had nowhere for her to do her silversmithing, and so they built the bunkie at their cottage, and this is them building, and they unlocked this whole area of their property, and they unlocked basically a little workshop for her. And then some person you may have seen, if you type into YouTube, Bunkie Life tour. One of the tours is our client from 2018. His name's Mark Jeremiah. Where's his thing? Yeah, okay, here's Mark Jeremiah, and you can see this is a picture of his bunkie. Everyone loves this one. We absolutely love our new bunkie. We use it for a little getaway on our island. It is surrounded by marshland and lots of deer. We have been sleeping there almost every night since I finished it. I've also used it for extra sleeping space for boys' weekends and when the in-laws were up. We already live in a log home, but this allows us to use our entire property and puts us even deeper into the woods. Once I built the outdoor shower, rustic bathroom, aka outhouse, we will start promoting it as an Airbnb. Eventually, I'd like to buy more and put them more on my second island. So that's Mark Jeremiah. You can see he's got solar panels and a whole really cool setup. So if you type in like Bunkie Life Tour Carlton Place into YouTube, Mark will come up, and he's a super good guy. I got to know him a little bit. And so it's one way to kind of utilize stuff. Like, you've got this back 40 you never use, a bunkie's a cool way to use it. And then Mark Jeremiah mentioned income potential. So I'm actually going to do a whole presentation on Airbnb and what we do here at Bunkie Life HQ. We have 3 rentals that we rent out. But tons and tons of our clients this past year have done that. Like, for example, this is Heather and Kyle up on Dog Lake. They put an awesome Airbnb together. It's so epic. And they did a great job with everything. And so they already had a cottage Airbnb, but the bunkie was a way to add overflow. There's lots of campgrounds and RV parks that have hired us on to help them and help their clients just increase their revenue and stuff. So we'll have a whole presentation on that. I don't want to go too into that, but it is a really nice side effect of having a bunkie is you've got the ability to potentially rent it out. And then it's a real easy way to make some extra space. So I'm going to tell, this is one of my favorite stories. This is from this past summer. We call this the story of Jackie and the 5 friends. So I'm going to read the story actually, because it's good. And okay, where's the story? Okay, this is right here. So this is Jackie and the 5 friends. The process of building this bunkie with 5 of my women friends aged 50 to 70 was a cathartic and amazing bonding experience. We all read the instructions, watched the videos, and prepared. We all just fell into the rhythm and into the roles comfortable for each of us. We started foundation at noon on Friday and put the last roof plank on Monday. We now have a sleeping bunkie on island property on a lake with a beautiful view. Be patient, take time to reread and review the videos, and take it step by step. Let the Bunkie Life team know when you're building in case you cannot sort something out and get stuck. They're an email away and very supportive. My bunkie experience from start to finish has been great, and this is just the start. From the order and the amazing delivery to Scott Island, on self-serve ferry barge to me being a pain during the setup questions. You weren't that much of a pain, Jackie, in case you're listening. If we can build this thing, anybody can. Look at how badass that grandma looks up there on the top. I don't know if she's a grandma, but I assume she might be a grandma up there on the top of the roof. That is so cool. She's about to shoot somebody. And this is the 5 friends kind of halfway through the project. So that's Jackie M and the 5 friends on Scott Island, Newborough Lake. One of my favorite stories and super inspirational. I'm honestly very inspired by our clients every year. This year has been no exception. So that's really, I think, what's great about bunkies in general. They solve a real problem. And so like I said, you have some income potential. They're easy to build. They're quick to build. They look good on the inside and the outside. They add value to the property. But I think all these things come together because when I think about why did I buy a bunkie? And why did I get into bunkies, and why do my clients buy bunkies? I think the underlying thing is that we need a space to allow connection between each other, and that's what bunkies provided for my family and for all of our clients. It's a space to connect with the people in your life that really matter, or maybe reconnect with yourself if you're gonna get back into that studio or art. And the more stories I hear, like Jackie's story, and there's other stories that we'll tell next time too, about families connecting over the build process or connecting in the bunkie, or like B&S that were able to host 18 people at their cottage. That can mean the difference between you seeing your grandkids this month or not. It can mean the difference between connecting with your mom or dad or not, and it can mean the difference between someone coming and visiting or not. So that's kind of, I think, why bunkies are so great. I'm sure there's a million more reasons you can think of and different applications for bunkies. But that's what we found most of our clients are using it for, is extra space for human connection. So they can host their friends, their families, and their loved ones in a safe, comfortable, and beautiful place. Now, if you would indulge me, I'd like to show why I think Bunkie Life specifically, there's lots of people that do bunkies, why choose Bunkie Life. So I've prepared a little something for you. I think this is the next scene here. Bear with me. Hi guys, it's David from Bunkie Life. Thank you so much for watching these videos. In the last couple of videos we talked about what is a bunkie, what problem does it solve, and I want to take just a short minute to talk about what I think is great about Bunkie Life. So if you're going to be choosing a bunkie, maybe consider Bunkie Life. So I'd say there's 3 real reasons why people choose Bunkie Life. And the number one is a high quality product at a great price. As you can tell here, this is our 2019 loft model. Everything's really high quality. The wood's all a very high-end Nordic spruce. The glasses are double paned. The hardware is all really well done. And you really get a feeling of quality on the outside and on the inside of the bunkies. And that's how we can offer a really solid set of guarantees. We have 3 guarantees. So the first one is, if you don't love your bunkie, if you're not super pumped that you got it, we will refund your money within 60 days. No questions asked. Number 2, we have a 5-year replace or repair guarantee. If anything, things don't break often, but if they do, we will replace it, no questions asked, within 5 years. And also the third and most important guarantee that we have is the neighbors impressed guarantee, which is if your neighbors do not agree that you have the best looking bunkie on the block, we will personally pay for their eye examination. So the third element I want to talk about our company is that we have really solid hands-on customer service. We are an Ontario-based Canadian company. When you call, you get me on the phone. And every one of our customers goes through a whole journey. They have to order it, they have to build it, they have to maintain it. And we've thought about every single step along the way. So we try to make the ordering process fun and easy. The build process, we've got lots of videos for every single kit and really good instructions. And so that when you are building the kit, it's easy to do. We also have a large list of contractors. If you want to have someone else build it for you, we can make that happen. And even the maintenance aspect of things, we've got a lot of those questions pre-answered for you. So, we're a Canadian company with a lot of helpful stuff, and we just have really good customer service. We really want to make sure that everybody is a raving fan at the end of their experience working with us, so they tell their friends. And that's already happening, and we're very excited about the future. So if you are considering about a bunkie, if you do have a situation where you need more space and you want it to be good looking and something that's not an eyesore, give us a call, 1-866-4-BUNKIE, or shoot me an email, david@bunkielife.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Okay, so I just want to remind everybody of the tips. If you could, hold your questions. We're almost going to do Q&A time. And then just wait a little bit before you ask a question, because maybe someone else will ask your question, and then we'll go into question and answers. So, I'm going to try to speak a little slower. A lot of people realize, and we're commenting about how fast I speak. I'm going to really try to hone that down. Okay, so Q&A. So if you could answer your questions once and then wait a few minutes, I'm going to really try to get to them. I'm going to be scrolling back in time, though, to get a few of the questions. So I'm just going to scroll back a little bit. A lot of people I noticed, I'm just going to summarize a couple of the questions I managed to see while I was talking, which were, can we use this bunkie in the winter? One thing I would definitely recommend you check out is we just did an interview with Dan, who lives just near Campbellville, kind of, and he lives in his bunkie full year round. We've got a couple clients that do live in their bunkie full time. You would definitely need to insulate the roof and definitely insulate the floor like they did, and then we have instructions on how to do that. That's relatively inexpensive, and then you need a good heat source. Dan is for sure using a little tiny wood stove that is one of our partners. So doable, but not for the faint of heart. If everyone's thinking this is going to be just like living in a big house, it's totally not. You have to be very conscious of your power consumption, your heat, and our bunkies are great for like a 3.5 season scenario, but once you get below -20, you're going to need a serious wood stove or something to provide heat. So I want to make sure that anyone who's considering that direction with their bunkie has a real honest, solid look at what that looks like we're not a tiny home. We're a bunkie. So doable, yes, but you have to be brave. So that must be it. Okay. I'm going to scroll down. Monica, that was kind of along the lines of, can we use in the winter? Yes, definitely you can. You need a good heat source, and I would recommend insulating the roof and the floor as well. Here's a good question about the bunkie in the contest. Do we have to pay taxes on the bunkie if we win? No. Bunkie Life will be paying your taxes. Samantha Jones, is there a spot for a wood stove? Not built into the bunkie, but it's doable to add one. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. I'm going to keep scrolling here. Oh, here's a good question. Karen, do you have all of your bunkies on site to view and Aaron? Yes, we have every single bunkie on our website is here at my house, with the exception of the 2018 loft, which is pretty similar to the 2019 loft. So yeah, you can come check them out. If you want to book a tour with me, just give me a call or shoot me an email. Mo Boel says, are they 100 square feet so you don't need a building permit? Yes. The Ontario building code is 10 square meters, which translates roughly into 107 square feet, 107.7. So we're just under that on all of our standard kits. Oh, okay, here's a good question. Is having a heat source like Dan's wood stove part of the Ontario code? There's nothing in the code specifically about that. I was reading it today, actually, before this presentation. And if you had plumbing, then it's considered a building. If there's no plumbing, it doesn't say anything about heat source. But plumbing, if you add a plumbing to your bunkie, then apparently it becomes a building. Do any of the bunkies have a bathroom or half bath? No. None of our bunkies come standard with a bathroom, a half bath or a bath, but we have a partnership with Sunmar composting toilets, and you can add those. I wouldn't recommend putting them in the bunkie, but we have this little tiny bunkie. It's like a little 6x6 micro bunkie. We call it a bathroom bunkie for our clients. And that might be a good solution. So you have your actual bunkie, and then you have the little tiny one next to it, and you can make a little trip. That's the easy way to not need a permit, because composting toilets aren't technically plumbing if they're self-contained. Oh, here's a very kind word from Nancy. Nancy, absolutely agree with your wonderful customer service. First-hand experience with our 2 bunkie builds. Thanks, David. Nancy, thank you so much for saying that. That's very kind. Nancy is a good example of someone who's using their bunkie for producing income. They have an RV kind of campground place. This is a good question. What is the name of the wood stove partners? Cubic Mini Wood Stoves from Quebec. Email me if you want the Bunkie Life for a discount. Oh, here's a good question. Where the heck's Aaron, David? It's kind of north of Oakville, a little bit west of the city, out in the country. We're about an hour from Toronto, northwest kind of. Oh, here's a good question from Jennifer. Outside of the contest, do you sell and deliver outside of Ontario? Yes, we do. We've got customers in New Brunswick and out west. So yes, we would love to deliver and sell outside of Ontario. Even the States we can do now too. Oh, here's a cool one. Barb is a cool chick. Okay. She says, I lived off-grid in a school bus in Northern Ontario last winter. I loved it. Best experience ever. That reminds me of that amazing movie about the guy that goes into Alaska and had a great soundtrack from Eddie Vedder. It's Into the Wild, I think it's called. Great movie. Okay, here's a good question. What about the loft bunkies? Is this something you can build in a backyard lot of 60 by 130 feet without needing a permit? It depends on your local area. So like I said before, the building code, Ontario building code says no, as long as you have under 10 square meters of a footprint. There are certain height restrictions in different municipalities. We've called a bunch around, and most of the time it's around 5 meters, which is about 16 feet. All of our bunkies are under 5 meters for sure. But it depends. You might have additional restrictions from your local mafia, aka tax authorities, aka government. Gail Akins, is compostable toilet considered plumbing? My understanding is no. I talked to the Sunmar people a couple weeks ago at their headquarters, and they said no. Oh, here's a good question. In regard to paying taxes, are they talking about land taxes? Yeah. If you're talking about land taxes, that's beyond my pay grade. I was just saying, if you win the bunkie, we'll pay your HST. That's all I was trying to say. In terms of how it affects your regulations, I don't know. That would be so different in every area. So AP-S says, any regulations on how many bunkies you can have on a property? That would also depend on your municipality. I'm lucky here. I've got, the ruling is only 25% of your property can be bunkies. And I have 2 acres. So the sky's the limit for my bunkie plans. Great question, though. Oh, Gail says, do you sell those little toilet bunkies also? Yes, we do. They're around $1,200. We mostly just sell them to our actual Bunkie Life clients, but we might sell them to the general public soon too. Oh, good question from. And can you tell us about the financing options? Yeah, we've partnered with a company called PayBright, and you basically go on our website, apply to buy a bunkie, and then they run your credit online in 5 minutes. I was not approved, so not everyone gets approved. I'd say most people don't get approved. They're kind of sticklers, but some people did get approved and did get a bunkie finance last year. So check that out. Mark says, what kind of foundation? We'll talk about that in 2 days, if that's okay, Mark, on the webinar or the Bunkie Life TV called How to Build a Bunkie. Oh, here's a good question. If you're thinking about buying and picking up the kit themselves, you'll need a trailer that's capable of lifting 25 to 3,500 pounds, depending on the kit. So that's usually a double axle trailer. What we find is usually we can deliver it to you cheaper than it is for you to pick it up. Almost no one picked it up last year. Because what we'll do is we'll get a big long truck with 12 bunkies on it, and we'll drop your bunkies off, and it's usually pretty fair. Also, it has a forklift on the back, so we can actually pick up your bunkie and put it near your build site, and that's totally worth it. Can in-floor electric heating be used? Probably. I would think that's probably doable. Will your 2020 Bunkie Pass inspection? It shouldn't need an inspection according to the Ontario Building Code, but if it does, then yeah, it would. We'll have engineered plans. If you can get engineer. What you'll need is, if you need to go through the permit process, you'll need to get it stamped by the by your local authorities. So you'd need to make sure you do that before you buy it. Do we charge for delivery? Yes, and like I said earlier, it's usually pretty fair. Hope says, do you have any 9x12 bunkies? Our 2019 is roughly 9x12. It's basically 9x12. I think it's 8.7 by 11 point something, but basically that. Yeah, it's a little more rectangular. Our 2020 is square, and then our no loft models are a little more rectangular too. So all the specs are on the website. If you go to bunkielife.com and click on products, you can compare them all. Good question. Oh, Allison, what is the financing interest? I don't know. That depends on your credit rating and a bunch of math that I'm not involved with from PayBright. Oh, here's a really good question Nicole asked. This is a common question. Thank you for this one. Are they easy to take down and move with you if you decide to move and want to take with you? They're, like we said earlier, they are buildable in about 2 days if you hustle. Deconstructing them is less fun. It would probably take more 4 or 5 days because you'd have to unscrew the roof or unnail the roof. That wouldn't be fun. If at all you can avoid moving them, do that. But it is movable and they are deconstructible. But it'd be a whale of a job. The other option is you could bring that same forklift I talked about and forklift it up and put it on a flatbed truck. If you weren't going far, that would be a good solution. Are you partnered with Nature's Head? I don't know what Nature's Head is, Barb, but I would love to hear about that. It sounds interesting. Oh. Would I need a permit to build the 6x6? No, I don't think so. In most areas, that should be fine. But there's some areas where the neighbors will rat you out if you build a dollhouse. So, Oh, Allison says, any ideas on how to insulate? Yes, there's lots of ideas. If you type in bunkie insulation or can I live in my bunkie into YouTube, there'll be some presentations we've done. We just released something from a guy that lives in his bunkie, and he's got some great thoughts on that. Is it good at keeping mice out? Yeah, pretty good. I mean, so I live in the country. We have mice. Everybody that lives in cottage country has mice. There's almost no way to get a mouse out of your cottage, completely. You just got to make sure that you kill them as soon as they get in there. So have poison left out over the winter, have traps left out. But like, there's not more mice in my bunkie than there are in my house. There's just like they can fit through that, right? So the bunkies are pretty airtight, but they're not mouse proof, you know. Okay. Can you put electrical outlets in for use of generator? Lots of our customers have done that. Absolutely. Okay, I think I'm actually on top of the questions here. Thanks for being so reserved here, guys, with your questions. This is so much easier this time around. Oh, here's a great question. Can you pick the bunkie model if you win? Sure. Yeah. If you can't take the really super honking big one, we'll give you a different bunkie. That's fine. Okay. Hilda, can it be built on a trailer? I would say no right now, although there may be a design in the works with that exact express purpose. Stay tuned later this season. Oh, Sam says, you may have already answered this, but what is the land space required? You're going to need, like the footprint is a little bigger than 10 by 10. It's like 9.9 square meters. But then you have the loft that sticks out the front. So what is the exact measurement? Probably like 15 deep by about, let's say, 12 wide. And it's also really helpful. You need to, like, it's nice to be able to stand on the outside to put logs down. So I'd say the minimum space you could squeeze it would be like 11.5 by about 16. And that would be very tight. Good question, Sam. Okay. Any plans to establish a tiny home bunkie community? At this time, no. I'm approached by people that do that type of thing, and that's what they're experts at. So that's not my expertise. I try to avoid anything where I have to apply for a permit or talk to a committee. And that sounds like a committee kind of thing. So I'd be happy to help out with those type of things. I actually got approached by people in my county that are trying to lobby the government to do that sort of thing. And I'd be happy to do a presentation or something, but I cannot be the head of a committee. Life is too short to be on a committee. Oh, actually, Nancy, okay. Nancy did build hers on a frame with wheels. So this is one of our clients from last year. So they live in an area that floods a lot. They're on a floodplain, so they kind of wheel their bunkies in, do the thing. But that's different than I think Hilda's question, though. She was saying, like, can we build it on a trailer and drive it around Canada? Whereas Nancy kind of moves it within her property, so that's doable. But like putting on a trailer and like seeing the world, a little less doable because it'll be too high. But yeah, something like that where you're kind of moving it around within a very small area, that's totally doable. So thanks for clarifying that, Nancy. Oh, yes, Kevin. Good to see you, man. When I visited last year, you had a solar panel installed. More talk about that. Yes, I did an interview with the guy that installed it for me, and I've yet to release that video. But solar panels are totally an option. Yeah, we're going to talk more about that, probably in Bunkie Essentials or Bunkie How to Have the Best Bunkie on the Block. So thanks for that question. Good to hear from you, buddy. Do the windows come with screens? On some of our models, yes. But even the ones that don't come with screens, it's a 5-second job to install. And I have a video on how to do that. If you type in Bunkie screens, there's a video on YouTube of me showing you how to do that. Oh, Karen, you don't have to kill the mice. They hate cloves and bad cases of Lyme. Okay, so just deter the mice, guys. Don't kill the mice. Let's just be peaceful to the mice. Thank you, Karen, for getting rid of my mice bloodlust. Oh, here's a good question. Have anybody used spray foam underneath the bunkie? I think so. I can't think of anybody specifically. Dan used it underneath his underneath the loft to kind of like in front of the door underneath the loft there. You could definitely do that though. And they actually sell little like Home Depot versions of the spray foam stuff. I've never used it though. Is 8.87 acres enough? Should be enough, brother. Hilda asks, how high is the bunkie? That should be on this. Each bunkie's height is listed on its product page. Oh, this is a good question from Darlene. Do you know the lengths of steel required? So each bunkie has a little bit different length, and we have a spec sheet for every one of our customers. So when you order the bunkie, we say, here's what you need to build your foundation. It's like the foundation spec sheet. And then we have here's what you need to order for the roof if you go with a metal roof or a shingle roof. Just so it makes the ordering process super easy and cheap. And I do recommend VicWest metal roofs or Havelock steel, and we're partnered with VicWest. So, okay, more peacefulness for the mice. Yes, I agree with the mouse post. We use capture and release traps. That is so kind, people. I'm so glad that the mice are able to squeak another day. I'm open to questions, guys, and I'm at the end of the questions. So you can just rapid fire the questions, and I'm going to keep knocking them out of the park. This is so much better than last presentation for not getting behind on the questions. So if you have a question, even if it's not, if it's build related, I'm open to all questions right now. It's only 41 minutes in. So in the meantime, I'm going to play some hold music because there's a bit of a delay. All right, questions are flying in now. Okay. All right. Sorry if you've addressed this, but what is the best base? We'll definitely talk about that on how to build a bunkie specifically. I would recommend that you just use cinder blocks or patio stones and then pressure-treated fence posts. Those are it's like the $100 solution to the problem. That's what I've done at all of my bunkies here. And you can do more complicated things like pouring a cement pad, but that's a lot of work. So if you can just do... So there's a video, if you type in Bunkie Foundation into YouTube, there'll be one of me explaining a few different ways of doing that. Okay, will the sale be on the bathroom bunkie too? No, probably not. We are doing a big sale. I don't know if I mentioned already, but every year we do a contest, and then we have this big sale. And this big sale is the biggest sale of the year. It's always the best deal of the year, because this way we can get all our orders in, start manufacturing, and we know what we need to manufacture, and then we know we'll be all ready for spring, which is when everyone wants their bunkies. But I think the bathroom bunkie will probably, because it's kind of just more of a nice thing we do for our clients, we can't really do as big of a sale on the bathroom bunkie, because we don't really make a lot of money on selling the bathroom bunkie. Okay, did you address whether I need a permit or not? According to Ontario Building Code, you don't for all of our bunkies, our standard bunkies. However, you got to make sure you double check with your local authorities, because sometimes there'll be extra rules and extra regulations and extra laws, and the PTA and the SPCA and everybody will be on your butt. So just double check with that. Ultimately, all municipal problems come down to neighbor complaints. Are your neighbors cool? You'll probably be fine with your bunkie. Are your neighbors nosy jerks that are going to call the local authorities on you? You might have a challenge, right? So that's kind of the rule of thumb. How cool are your neighbors? Oh, Kelly asked if you could join 2 bunkies up. I wouldn't recommend it, because as soon as you add extra square footage, then you need a permit. A better solution would just be kind of put them right next to each other, but not quite touching, Same thing with a deck. If you put a deck attached to the front of the bunkie, now you've got 2 structures, or you've got one big structure. But if you put the deck just in front of the bunkie, like I did on a couple of mine, then you have 2 structures. All right. Are solar panels considered electrical? I think so. No, that's a great question that I don't really know the answer to. That's kind of out of my pay grade. Stinky Rabbit, what kind of new products are you working on? Well, I have some secret products coming out very shortly, hopefully. Some of the Bunkie Life clients know about this. We're considering a sauna product. We're considering a kind of outdoor-indoor kitchen thing, but I don't want to say too much. Alberto Caputo, that's a solid name. When does the bunkie sale start? Thank you. Unofficially, we are taking orders right now, and we're giving people the sale. But officially, it's going to be as soon as the contest closes, and then we'll do it for 4 days or 3 days, and then we'll be done. That's what we did last year. Deanna, I played at Deanna's wedding. Good to see you, Deanna. Deanna says, "What's the secret word?" I don't know yet. Gonna make it up later. Monica Hill, how thick are the walls? Great question. It depends on the kit. The summer cabin's about this thick. The other kits are more like this. But the specs are on the website. APS, what's the name of your band? My wedding band is called DCF Wedding Music if you're getting married. And then I just go by David Cavan Fraser as an artist. How much does a bunkie weigh? The kits are, depending on the kit, is between 2,000 and 3,500 pounds. Do you have a YouTube channel for music? I think so. YouTube.com/David Cavan Fraser. Cavan, Cavan. Oh, here's a great question from Sharon Ann. Is staining the wood a good idea? Yes. You got to stain your bunkie, at least on the outside. You don't need to do both sides, but the outside, I recommend one of our partners, Sandsin Stain Company. They are a great made in Canada company, and they make log wood stains. And they're great. Or log house stains. Okay. Oh, yeah. Denise, I'm assuming the boards interlock, no scale. Yeah, the boards are like a big, fancy IKEA interlock thing, and they have tongues and grooves. I should have shown you guys pictures of that. That'll be in the next thing. We'll talk specifically about how to build, but we sometimes recommend screw the corners, but yeah, you don't really need screws per se. It all kind of interlocks. Oh, does it have to be weatherproof? So you need to put the roof on the bunkie, which and you need to. We recommend kind of caulking the corners, and then sometimes above the windows. But some people don't do that and they're fine. It just depends on if there's a driving rain on the side of your bunkie. Oh, here's a good question, and I'm not Quebecois, so I might answer this incorrectly. This is just one man's opinion. I'm not from Quebec. What are the rules about placing a bunkie on a property in Quebec, if any? My understanding as a non-Quebecois is that you need a permit for everything in Quebec. So even if it's like a 50 square foot like hut or like micro shed, you still need a permit. That's my understanding of Quebec. And that's why we don't sell a ton of bunkies to Quebec. We've sold out east a ton, Ontario, but Quebec, not as much. Oh, here's a good thing. I saw someone who stenciled standard patio blocks. Yeah, a lot of times we just use patio blocks for our installs if it's flat and can make it work. Do they come wired for electric? No, but it's pretty easy to fit in some electrical to your bunkie. Please don't electrocute yourself. Please consult all regulations, etc. Do you deliver to Georgian Bay? Absolutely, all the time. We've got lots of clients up in Georgian Bay. How much is delivery? Off the top of my head, it would depend on what. Georgian Bay is pretty big, right? But email me and we can give you an exact quote. Not too much. We do have bunkies going by you all the time. Oh, Kathleen says, win or not, I'm going to get a bunkie. Give me a call, Kathleen Gray. Let's do this. Why wait until the end? How easy is it to deliver to a spot on my lot that is accessible by a trail but no road? Well, we could get it to, for sure, like wherever the truck can get to, and then the forklift can take it a little further, but it is a wide package, so we have done tons of island builds, barge builds, like places where we have to hand bomb things. It's not the end of the world. It's doable, especially if you got lots of help. Or if you hire us to do the install, we can take care of it. Are composting toilets allowed? I believe so, because according to Sunmar, the people I interviewed and who are our partners, because it's a self-contained unit, there's nothing's leaving the toilet. So their new composting toilet is completely like a self-contained thing. So I believe it's you don't need any type of permit for it or anything. So that's the Bunkie Life understanding. Talk to Sunmar for sure, but that's the idea. Wendy Marie, don't forget our code word. Okay. I know, I feel like, so the funny thing about the last code word, it was Toblerone, and my in-laws there was like one of these sales at the grocery store, and they were getting Toblerones for like 20 cents, and they came home with like a box full of Toblerone. So we still are plowing through the Toblerones. Okay. Do we have a greenhouse type product? No, I would love to build a greenhouse here, so maybe we will. I like to first be the guinea pig for things before I sell them. So the sauna, that's going to happen for sure. The other thing, going to happen as well. And then once I know it's good, then I might sell it. Oh, yeah. Mark, good question, Mark. I'm assuming the roof is designed to... Yes. All of our designs are very ubiquitous in Europe and Canada, so we sold really far up north. And if you are up north, though, I would triple recommend, as I always do, the metal roof, because you'll lose some of the snow, a little slide off a little easier. All right. Yvette has to sign off. Bye, Yvette. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Will you sing Nova Scotia? I just sang Nova Scotia, man. Didn't you tune in at the start of this thing? I was singing that song. Oh, Rachel, what size of kitchen bunkie will it be? I can't disclose that, but it's going to be under 10 square meters. I can guarantee that. Oh, okay. If I place the... Oh, I should drag this over. If I place the bunkie in one location, how hard is it to move to another location? I did answer this earlier, but basically, if it's within like the property, I would recommend get a forklift guy with an all-terrain forklift and just shuffle it over. If we're talking like I'm moving it from Ottawa over to Thunder Bay, that's complicated, and you'll have to take it apart, and that is not a fun job, but doable. Oh, okay. Do the bunkies come with finished walls inside? Okay, this is a really good question, and I kind of referenced this earlier. All the bunkies, this is going to be a little bit awkward, but I'm going to show you what the bunkies look like on the inside. Because the way our bunkies finish is they are finished on the inside and outside. Because the exterior wall is the interior wall, all of our bunkies look something like this. Oh, bear with me here. They finish like this right away. Like even if you're just like a not skilled dude that just threw this together, this is what they kind of finish like. So the exterior wall is the interior wall, and that's why they finish so nicely. So that's, I think, an advantage we have over some of our competitors is the inside of some of the other people's stuff feels like a shed, whereas our stuff finishes like a cabin very nicely. So that's kind of the idea. Really great question, Kim. Thank you. Alrighty. Do the lofts have a weight limit? No, they're really solid. Like they're very, very solid. Randy, one of our installers, is a big boy, and he can stand up there, no problem, and jump. Snow load? Do you need a shovel roof? No, if you should be fine. I think I answered that earlier. Oh, John says, do you recommend pre-staining the pieces? I've never done that. I'll be honest with you. Staining can sometimes take as long as building the actual bunkie. It takes a long time to stain a bunkie properly, right? I did, when I first got my first bunkie, I just threw on this Thompson water, I threw on this product I will not name on my bunkies and didn't really do it properly, and my bunkies started looking bad after about a year and a half. And then when we partnered with Sanson, Michael came and he actually showed me how to do it properly, and there's an interview on Bunkie Life about that on bunkielife.com. And so I had to sand my entire bunkie down to get the crappy other guys' stuff off of it and then get the Sanson on. So that was it took me probably like 3 days. So don't put the bad stuff on, spend the time, get the good stuff right away. So yeah, staining is definitely, it looks great at the end, which is great. And you feel really good about it, but it takes a while. And so if you can pre-stain, go for it, I'd say. But you'll probably need to touch it up because you're going to be kind of pounding the blocks in and stuff. So just be prepared to touch it up. Best roofing options. Vic West metal roofs, man. You will not regret spending the extra couple $100 it costs to go from shingles to a metal roof. And everybody last year, so I said this last year to all the clients, I said, guys, just really, really strongly consider the metal roof. And then some people still went with shingles. And they're like, yeah, it kind of was a pain in the butt. Oh, like it took so much. Takes a lot longer to do shingles, and won't last as long. And so, anyways, please consider a metal roof if you can spring for the extra couple $100. All right. This is a kind word from Lori Kane. Contest is fun. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm having a good time too. Thanks. I'm glad that you're having a good time. Ooh. Is there a minimum property size for placing a bunkie on? That would really depend on your area. Most areas, if you have a backyard, you can probably squeeze one in. But there might be some rules about that. If you have like 3 sheds and a bunkie and you're on a subdivision lot, that might be pushing it. So just make sure you check it out. Monica Hill, can they be set up in the rain? Yeah, you can absolutely build in the rain. I've done it. It's not the best because it's easy to step on a board and then you have a footprint on your board you have to scrub off. But yeah, I built the 2020, the one we just built on my property was built in the rain. Oh, Allison, do you have clients in Windsor, Essex? We have clients from Windsor, Essex and Peely Island. Wheatley, I want to say. Yeah, email me. I'm thinking the Peely Island people are super cool and they would absolutely love to host you, but it's Peely Island. Email me. I'm sure we have some clients down there. Sarnia for sure. Like if you're willing to drive that far. Petrolia and stuff. So yeah, we got clients down that direction. Oh, here's a good. Karen Soul says, existing outhouses are grandfathered in our area. Upgrading to a composting is no permit required. A new outhouse is. Yeah, so I think if you stick with composting, you should be okay. Colleen says, how much are they, David? I'm not sure what you're referring to, so could you clarify the question with what you're referring to? Oh, okay, cool. Can we view this video later? Yes, you can view the video whenever you want. They'll be replayed just like last time. Mitch says, buy it now and David will refund you if you win. Yeah, we do have a refund policy. Go for it. But right now there's 77,000 people in the contest, so mathematically, you might want to brace yourself that you might not be the lucky one of 77,000. Sun Marcel is a half flush toilet. Yeah, if there's a flush, they sell a ton of stuff. But the one I'm thinking of is called the Good to Go toilet, and there's no flushing, there's no septic. It doesn't plug into a septic tank. I have a different one called the Excel. It also doesn't need a septic tank. But depends on what you buy. They sell just normal toilets too. Oh, here's good. Do you supply the window and door trim with the kit? Yes, I should have mentioned this earlier, but the windows, the doors, the locks, the little mechanisms to open the window, those all come with the kit. Those are all. So everything's included except the roof finish, like we said. All right. Do you sell the stars? Nope. Those were on. Those were from winners. Oh, okay, here's a good question. Are you able to stain the bunkies right away, or is there a certain time you need to wait? You can stain them right away. It's not a bad idea to let them acclimatize for a week or two. I didn't stain my first one for a year. Don't do that. It's bad. But it was fine. Oh, Barb says, his wife does an amazing job staging them. Yes, my wife is very aesthetically gifted, unlike me. Oh, here's a good question. How long does the stain last? The Sanson stain, if you use the Bunkie Life approved Sanson company, that's only like maybe 10% more than the crappy stuff, every 4 years. You just have to recoat. It's not even like a full stain job, you just recoat. Is shipping less if you order from the people you recommend? The metal one. Well, okay, that's a great question, Wendy. What we found is the best deal for our actual clients is just take our spec sheet, take it to your local home hardware, and then order your roof through them. Because for us to order it, ship it to Bunkie HQ, then put it on the truck and send it to you, it's not worth it for us to do that when you can probably get it for the same price at your home hardware, and they'll usually drop it off at your cottage or your home or whatever. I have a deck that ripples tar sheets 4x8 sheets. Can you use that for the roof? I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. But I do recommend metal roof. What is the height on the center and the sides and the loft? It depends on the model, Mo. If you go on the 3D tours of the Bunkies, you can actually make measurements. And you can figure that out. Okay. I really want to get one for sure. Even get 5 to 6 for my parents' property. Absolutely. Anyone buying 6 gets a free high five. Any chance that people on Dog Lake would... Oh, okay. Any chance that people on Dog Lake... Yes, I probably... Those people are cool. Those people are great, really cool. So if you could give me a call or shoot me an email, and I'll see if I can connect you to the people on Dog Lake. I don't know if it's a Dog Lake in Battersea. I forget. But email me. All right. Okay. Beth says, any in Sault Ste. Marie? I feel like yes. Email me, Beth Tulach. This may be answered somewhere else. Fireplace. Are you able? You can, yes. Can you do it while... Yeah, yes. I'm going to say short answer, yes. Oh, okay. Are you still working with someone if they want to set up just a few bunkies for Airbnb? We're going to have a whole presentation on Airbnb, so we can go into it then. That'll be a week from today. How steep are the stairs to the loft? Pretty steep. They're like a ladder. I feel like people want, like, they're 84 degrees steep. 84.7. What is the name of the stove? They're called Cubic Mini Wood Stove from Quebec. Shoot me an email and we will hook you up with a deal if you want. Would it be a problem if someone chose to put a sliding door? I think that's possible. You need a really good carpenter to pull that off, though. I went on the 3D tours. It kept ending up outside. It's kind of sad. Any chance you'll be at the Cottage Life show? Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyone left on this thing? Let's pull. Because I'll be honest, we just had a baby and we're doing do we do this show or not? There's a lot on the plate right now. So, here's my 2 ideas. One is have a party here at our house, have burgers, easy peasy, just that's what we did in October. Versus B, so A is burgers at Dave's house at Bunkie HQ. Everyone's invited. B is we spend thousands of dollars for this booth and go to the Cottage Life show and meet you there. A, you can type A if you want A. B is Cottage Life show. A is Bunkie Life HQ party. B is Cottage Life show. And I'm sure some jerks will say both. All right. Did you insure your bunkie? Yes. So because I rent my stuff out on Airbnb, it has liability insurance through that. And yes, there's home insurance involved too for me. A lot of people don't. But yeah. Okay. People's answers are coming in quickly. And it looks like A seems to be taking the lead at this point. All right. Some people are saying, unless you meant to say ah, are you saying boo or boo earns? Are you saying A or ah? Some veggie burgers? Yes, we had veggie burgers last time for the vegetarians. So yes, we'll have some veggie burgers. Oh, Mitch says, Mitch helps us out with the contest. He says, I'll fly to visit. We'll put you up, buddy. We'd love to have you. Okay. There's no bees. It was a bit of a leading question. Here's a good question from Eva. How do these stand up to possible negative 40 degree weather? You need a really good heat source, and you make sure you insulate the roof like as good as you can. There's videos on that we'll give you. Make sure you insulate the floor as good as you can. Make sure you buy one of our kits with double pane windows for sure, which would be pretty much all of our kits except for our summer cabin and our old 2018 loft. We haven't had anyone in like super like the Arctic Circle use a bunkie yet, so I can't say for sure. But what I can say is 50 years ago there was no insulation on anyone's house and we survived, right? So it depends on what context. It's kind of one of those it depends question. Everyone's saying no show. Okay. Well, this is good feedback. Oh, one person said B. One person said BBQ. Does that mean... Hold on, where's that person? Okay, lost it. Oh, Rachel says BBQ. Does that mean B, you want us to go to the cottage show? And then B, you want us to go to the cottage show? And then Q, question? Or does that mean barbecue, meaning option A? If you'd clarify that for me, I'd appreciate it. Okay. And Melinda says, A, easier as long as it's easier for you. Well, it's not about easier for me. It's about how can I meet you guys ultimately, right? And the openness is good because we meet people. But then there's also people that aren't really online people that we might meet too. So anyways, it's interesting. It seems like I'm committing to veggie burgers and a lot of barbecuing. Okay. It's a lot of A's. Stinky Rabbit says, do you have beers? And we don't have enough beers for how many people are saying A right now. Any of your bunkies in Olifant? I feel like yes. Heather Heather Catan. Email me though. Email me and Carrie will set you up with someone. If Lake Huron though, there's like, are you close? Where's Olifant? I know I've delivered a bunkie there, but that's like kind of Tobermory direction. We definitely have people all up and down Lake Huron. So code word soon. I'm just playing with you people. This is rude. Sharon said, would pay a fee to come. No, you don't need to pay a fee to come. Just come. This is funny. Eva, I live in Northern Ontario, close to the Arctic Circle. That is cool. Eva, where in the Northern Ontario? I'm super interested in the Northerners. Do you notice how nice people get as soon as you get past Barrie? People just chill out. They get so much nicer. It's fantastic. Okay. Shelly says, I'm not seeing the questions you are answering. I'm trying to drag them onto the screen. Are you guys seeing this? I think you're seeing this, right? Okay. Oh, here's a good question. Don says, do they shrink? Like, does the wood shrink or expand in the elements? Yes, it does to a degree, right? It's a wood product, so yeah, there's going to be a little shrinkage. I was in the pool. So yeah, there's a little bit of shrinkage and swelling, and that's just a natural part of a wood product, and it kind of just will do that throughout the course of the season. And then over time, it kind of just gets even more airtight and more, not airtight, but more tightly knit together. Okay. Oh, Rachel clarified. She says, A, BBQ. Okay, so the code word today is going to be 3 letters. BBQ. That's the code word. Okay, it won't be online until tomorrow or tonight late. But go on the contest scoreboard, which is bunkielife.com/bunkie-contest-scoreboard. And there'll be another button that says watch live stream 2. That code word again, BBQ. Beef. Yes, Kelly. Excellent. All right. Okay. Carol says, right, when we moved into our home 40 years ago, no insulation. Very old house, but not too cold. That is also true. Is it possible to have a type of built-in hide-a-bed or on main floor? Do you mean like a Murphy bed or like a bed that goes up into the wall? Yeah, that's totally doable. The walls are very solid and they would hold that, no problem. Someone just said, Michigan? Been there. Not sure what that question is, but I've been to Michigan. Oh, Carrie says 10 minutes north of Sawell Beach. Oh yeah, we got tons of customers up in that direction. That would probably be cool. I can think of a couple off the top of my head. Just email me if you want to see one. Or if you want to come, that's not that far from Aaron. Olifant, yes. I know where, I totally Dr. Bunkie off there. Kirsten, sold any bunkies in Kenora? I can say definitively no, we have not yet. It's so far. So usually when we start quoting shipping out there, it gets expensive fast. We just quoted one to Thunder Bay and it was like over $2,000. So we're trying to work that out. That is on the to-do list this year. We don't want to exclude the Northerners. We love the Northerners. It's just going to be sometimes very tricky to get one out there. Cool. Oh, this is funny. Thanks. I'm from Aurelia. I'm glad to be considered nice. You're just outside the mean Toronto zone. Oh, and also anyone west of Kitchener is nice too. I mean, let's be honest. I was in the pool. Everyone's. It's funny because it's a 5-minute delay and everyone's laughing at my "I was in the pool" joke. I'm in the north. Have you delivered a French River? I believe we have. Yes, I think that we have in that direction. That code word again, BBQ. Okay, now we have the objection. Hey, I live in Oshawa and I'm nice. Sure, William Paul. Sure, yeah. I'm just teasing. That's funny. Leslie, what was the code word? Sorry, the video. The code word was BBQ. 3 letters. Stove Company. Cubic mini wood stoves. Give me an email and we'll hook you up. Okay. You glitched out when saying the code word. BBQ. Mo says, what about Port Stanley? Yeah, we've definitely got a bunkie in Port Stanley. I don't know about Dover. But Nancy, if she's still on Nancy's in that direction. Somewhere down there. Nancy, if you could chime in on that one. I don't know if Nancy is willing to host you or not. But I'm not going to volunteer her. But she is down that direction. Dundalk. Pretty sure. Yep. I think we have definitely delivered in that direction. Maybe not right in Dundalk, though. Okay. This is funny. And east of Oshawa, hashtag we are nice. Actually, that's true. Bowmanville, people get nice in Bowmanville. It's basically just Toronto, let's be honest, guys. And there are some nice people in Toronto. Only people on this live stream are the nice ones. Doesn't matter if it's capitalized. No. BBQ. You can do spelling mistakes with these words. It's not the end of the world. It just matters, like, did you actually do the thing? So when the winner's selected by the computer thing, I'm just going to check and say, oh, yeah, they answered the right answer. It doesn't have to be exactly right. Like, you could say barbecue, and it would be fine. Okay. I like Lori Taylor's comment. Fairly nice in Coburg, just old. That's so funny. Oh, since you are a musician, have you tested the Bunkie as a recording space? Let me show you this, guys. Okay, so I've written some songs in my Bunkies, but let me show you. This guy filmed a video at my Bunkie. It's pretty good. I like the song. It's Rob Moyer. Just give me 1 second here. Rob Moyer, Sometimes You Gotta Go, I believe is the song. If you go to YouTube and type in, I'll show you what to type in. So we've done actual music videos in Bunkie HQ. Rob Moyer, Sometimes. My computer's so slow because I'm live streaming. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. This is the video right here. So check this video out, guys. It's cool. And it's probably gonna glitch out if I'm downloading this video, so I'm gonna stop. But this is like the path to our Bunkie. One of our Bunkies. He's walking it. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guitar. And that's him in the Bunkie. See? He's in the Bunkie. So I'll let you watch that one at your leisure. Very cool. Very cool guy. All right. Derek says, "Hey David, hey Derek, how's it going, buddy? We should talk on the phone." Okay. Doug says, "Are you associated with?" Yes, VicQuest. We recommend, just because VicQuest is a great Canadian company. You can get them from any home hardware, any timber mart. They're basically like just everywhere. And I've got VicQuest roofs on all my Bunkies. Also, the Amish guys at Havelock Steel are really great too. So there's a number of really good Canadian companies out there that we recommend. But VicQuest is like everywhere now, like regionally, for sure in Ontario. So yeah. Have to run. Thanks so much for the great broadcast. Hope you and your wife get some sleep. We've been getting moderate amounts of sleep. It hasn't been too bad. People are chirping others. Okay. Extra points for catching the Seinfeld reference. No points for you. Oh, okay. Yeah. You mentioned window screens earlier. Some of our kits do have them kind of pre-installed. Like our new one probably will. If not, though, it's like I said, it's a very easy install, and we have a system for doing that. So either way, yes, you can get screens. Is the short answer. We could talk about that maybe in the next thing too. I am located east of Ottawa. I suppose you will provide any required info should someone buy or win. Yeah. So I should have mentioned this earlier, but every time someone buys or wins a Bunkie, they get installation video of us building it step by step, instructions, which are really going to be improved this year. Last year, that was a bit of a weak spot. So step by step instructions with lots of photos and just angles of the kit, and then a parts list as well. And then on top of that, prior to getting your Bunkie, you'll get the foundation plan. So in terms of where you need to put your supports, and then the roof spec sheet, so that you know what you need to order for your specific kit. So that's true of every kit. Oh, any Bunkies down? Yeah, we do have people down in your direction. Peely Island, Wheatley, I think. And yeah, if you win, you can be the show off or buy one. Oh, for insulation, any recommendations? Yes, I just use the styrofoam. And there, if you type in Bunkie insulation into YouTube, there's a video of me doing a roof. And it's pretty easy to do if you use a metal roof, and pretty cheap, and works really well. Ruth, I'd like to think I'm a very nice and fun Toronto person. I'll take you at your word, Ruth. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. Can the kits withstand sitting unassembled throughout the winter? We don't have road access, so I'd like to bring it over the ice. Yes, you got to triple tarp it though. The Bunkies come sealed, but what we noticed is a couple people left their Bunkies out in the rain and the snow for like too long, and then they still were able to build it, but it just made things kind of like weathered not all evenly. So if you can avoid doing that, or just when you do that, bring it over across the ice, drop it down, and then put it somewhere where it's going to get like at least triple tarped or double tarped. It'll really help. Someone's texting me. All right. Good God, man. Good God, man. Close some pages. I only have 7 tabs. You should see what Heather, my assistant, has open at any one given time. She has tabs of tabs of tabs. 7 tabs is pretty fantastic. David says they don't really ship. Oh, sorry. David says they don't really ship until spring. Yeah, in our experience, nobody wants their Bunkie in March. It's not really till April that people actually want their Bunkie. So, good question. I mean, we can ship them earlier, but nobody ever wants them earlier. Oh, Heather Catan. I hope I'm saying her name right, Heather. Would you recommend painting the floor or putting another floor down? The floor is really nice. The floor that comes with the kit is tongue and groove. Looks awesome. I would recommend staining it. Sanson has a stain for floors, and also there's other stains as well. So I would recommend staining the existing floor. Unless you have a real specific application that you need something different, but it's basically a hardwood floor, and they look really sharp. And Patty Jane. Yes, we have tons in Grand Bend and Sarnia. Absolutely. I can think of like 3 people that would love to host you and have hosted people before. So Patty Jane, just email me and I can connect you guys if you want to see some of our products in that area. Lots of customers there. Thomas Russell, your design looks amazing. Thank you, Thomas Russell. Very kind. People are signing off. That's good. Okay. Just again, the code word to get the points later on today or tomorrow will be BBQ. And I know Super Bowl starting soon, so let's get this going. It sounds like most people are scooting off, which is great. Hold on, someone says 7 is nothing. How about 65? I think that might be Heather referring to how many tabs she currently has open. Unbelievable. Joanne says, where in Sarnia? Just email me. I don't like to publicly announce people's addresses, obviously, but what we'll normally do is connect our clients to a prospective client, and then they can reach out to them and invite them over. And that's how we like to do the Bunkie Life exchange, so everyone's privacy is preserved. Any near Rice Lake? Where's Rice Lake? I don't know where that is, Laura. Can you email me? Maybe we do. Probably. At this point, we've got bunkies pretty much everywhere. How warm are the bunkies in winter? If you insulate the roof and insulate the floor and have a good heat source, pretty warm. I visited a Bunkie Lifer, about 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago, and I posted that interview. My daughter and I visited him, and I wanted to take my coat off. It was that hot inside. And he had the little cubic mini wood stove going. That was it. And it was very solid. All right. I'm going to read this question out. Would you please post or repeat the website for entering the code word? Okay, let me just type it in for you guys. Hold on. So if you go, and you can just go to bunkielife.com to find it. If you go to bunkielife.com and then click on contest scoreboard. But if you want to type it in directly, it's like bunkie-contest-scoreboard. I say things too fast. I apologize. This is what you need to type in to find the contest scoreboard. And if you find it's telling you to enter again, that's totally not a problem. Just enter your original email in again and enter to win again. That's just the same as signing in again. And then it will show you all the points you have, how many points, like all the different actions you can take. And one of the actions will be watch the second live stream that you're currently watching. And then you can enter the code word BBQ and you'll get the points. But I haven't set that up just yet. I'll do that just a bit later. Hope that's helpful. Okay. Well, and the next live stream is Tuesday at 7:30. Oh, Rice Lake is near Peterborough. Yes, we have lots of people up in that area, like the Coarth, as they call it, I think. So absolutely. I don't know who specifically I'd recommend to connect you with, but I'm sure we can work something out if you can't come here to Bunkie Life HQ. All right. That was helpful. Eric, once again, Sanson Stain. We recommend Sanson Stain. They are a great Canadian company. Tiny Wood Stove, yes. Check out our Facebook page and check out that interview or YouTube page with Dan. It's the latest video. Do you deliver or pick it up? I'd say 99% of people just have us deliver it. We're usually really fair on the price and way easier for you. But you can pick it up. Okay. Is it too late to enter Thursday's code? I watched and know it. Oh, you mean like Sunday's code? Like 2 days ago? Or no, yeah, Thursday's code. Yeah, you can enter the code at any point. If you're watching this replay, any point before the contest closes, you can enter the code word in. So we'll record this, and it will be replayed and available to everyone. And the place you enter it in is, once again, bunkielife.com/bunkie-contest/scoreboard. And there'll be a little button very shortly that will say, watch the second live stream and enter the code word, which is BBQ. And you're good to go. You got 100 points. How long does a bunkie last? You should get a good 20 years if you put a metal roof on like Dave recommends, keep it stained well, and caulk all the edges and make sure it's not taking water on. Should get a good, because it's a wood product, like it's a good solid quality wood product. So if you don't beat it up, if you take care of it, it will take care of you. I think I'm going to sign off, guys. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute blast, actually. And we'll see you again Tuesday at 7:30. If there's... Oh, sorry. I should spell Sanson. I keep saying it. Let me just... Sanson. Like, not Samson and Delilah. More like this. Sanson. Yeah. And that's the company we recommend. All right, guys. Signing off for now, and we'll see you on Tuesday at 7:30. Tell your friends about the contest if you haven't already, and we'll talk again soon.